Lighthouse is what's coming through. Now, lighthouse is kind of, it navigates your stormy, dark travels to find safe ground. It's your guiding light. Like in the Hermit, the original Hermit card, he's holding the lantern. It's his guiding light. It's actually the light within. He's going soul searching, right? And the light has been within all along, but it's that light that is guiding him through his journey. It's given the alchemist energy. Maybe that's important book for you as well, or even the author as well. Yeah, so the lighthouse, really beautiful energy, really, it's really the Ace of Pentacles, like even this promising energy, you know, there is hope, right? There is faith at the end of it all. That guy, you know, you think that you're just on treacherous ground, and you suddenly see that light just shining. It's like, there it is. Okay, so that's coming through. Maybe a lighthouse is important for you. Maybe you've seen one recently. Maybe you've heard about it. The Four of Pentacles. I've instantly heard grounding it into reality, which is interesting. I think somebody wants to secure something. Lock it in, whatever it is. Wow, 9 of Wands and the 2 of Cups above on the deck. Yeah, this has been a healing passage, right? So it's kind of, you know, like a rite of passage, an initiation. Someone's really been going through it so that they can find their alignment here. And that's the light that they're seeing, okay? Temperance, of course it's been a while. Patience is required, truly. And I think this is someone who's had to learn patience, which isn't always the most exciting, fun kind of lesson you want to learn. No one really wants to hear, no, you have to be patient, you know what I mean? But it's kind of the kind of thing that they've had to learn. 2 of Swords, because they were making hasty decisions. Hasty. Okay, so it's kind of like now this indecision about where they want to move. The actual place where their soul is guiding them is where they're suddenly indecisive. Or they have been. Yeah, as they're clearing through the upheavals that they've had to face. Battles. You know, they've really learned about their resilience throughout all of this. And sometimes people say resilience like as if it's something to be applauded, but the truth is, there's a reason someone has to be resilient, and that's because of all the hard kind of lessons of darkness that they've had to face. Hanged Man there. Okay, so with this Page of Cups as well, I really get this energy of someone they're preparing something. They're preparing their cup. Okay, 2 of Cups again underneath the Hanged Man. They're preparing a cup, their cup. You know, with the Temperance card as well, it is that balance of 2 cups that are being balanced. So it could be that those 2 cups, that 2 of Cups that keeps finding its way on the bottom of the deck there, it's really, is what's happening. Like someone's really understanding, they're balancing their cup here. The Wheel. Ooh, and then the Strength card here. This is fun. It feels really like a positive turn of the wheel, you know. I think someone's learned a really prominent lesson, right? So yeah, whatever they were stuck on or whatever's keeping them stuck, they've kind of had an epiphany and awakening to understand the reason why they might have felt they were holding on, but it wasn't even that. It was that they were being guided towards that, you know. When you start to heal through, you understand your attachment styles and anything that's unhealthy that's being caused from a young age, the wounds that were keeping you unhealthy patterns of attachment. Once you really understand those and clear through those, you start to see the true reason as to why you are feeling connected to who and what around you, without the reason being trauma or wounds. You know what I mean? Without it, you needing to have it as your source of validation or something that gives you some kind of fix, you know, fills a void. Without all of that, you really start to understand, oh my God, there is a connection here, that I'm deeply connected to whatever and whoever this is for a reason. Someone's awakening to that, the Star. They're finally understanding that it's not just something that, you know, they've been unhealthily attached to. There's a higher level reason. There's an awakening. They're really learning how to listen to their higher self. Got the Hermit there, which I was mentioning, and then the Empress has just come out. Ew. I love that. It's beautiful. That's beautiful. The Empress has been on the Hermit's journey for sure. Hermit is Virgo energy as well. The Empress always gives me kind of that Venus energy, very Taurus vibes as well, you know, with the earthy. Libra, of course, is ruled by Venus as well. Okay. Ooh, yeah. This is why the Temperance has been there. 5 of Swords, 7 of Swords, 10 of Swords. My God. Yeah, really cutting out a lot of the noise, the external anything that has made someone feel like they are not worthy, made someone, those attachments that we're talking about, there's been something here that's happened. There's been some form of betrayal or feelings of betrayal. Maybe there was an emotional wound beneath the surface that was truly, truly triggered, you know, and it was like having to go to the depths of that, to the depths of yourself, your soul, to really bring forth that light, you know, so that maybe the kind of the dark and stormy was actually your own dark night of the soul, and the light is finally your soul saying, here I am, you found me, keep going, right? And that's where this temperance is coming in, because it's taken a while to really, it's a healing journey. I mean, healing is forever, you know, as in lifelong, right? Yeah, so wow, I think this is a case of really clearing through the noise in your own mind, so you can finally receive what you're here to receive. That is actually divinely aligned with you, without dismissing it, without thinking that it's like too good to be true, or without kind of not allowing yourself to really be in reception of this. You know, the Empress here, Divine Feminine, she's receiving. She has been resilient, but now she's recognizing she's going from resilient to receiving. Okay, 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This is a dream that somebody has, this kind of this happily ever after, if you will. And it's been a while. It's been a while for this to come into reality. Okay, whatever it is, I think someone's truly been working on. They've been watering something. It could even be a project, maybe, or just something that brings their heart some kind of fulfillment or joy. But it feels like it's just still not flourishing to the way that they want it to flourish, right? Oh, the Lovers and the World. Oh, well, that's about to change. The Lover, sorry, the Devil. Okay, so okay, thank you. So once something is closed out, to do with the devil energy here, okay, and that's to do with the 5 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. There's something about this, it's kind of like, you know, needing to be hyper independent, not allowing yourself to rely on others, you know, really telling yourself the same story that's keeping you in heartbreak and preventing you from really following your heart and allowing your heart to create this whole new world around you. As that's closing out, the wheel is turning. And I've heard it's turning in your favor. So even if you think it's not, oh my God, the 4 of Wands, absolute alignment. 11-11 could be important. Maybe you're seeing it. Maybe you're learning about it. So this isn't just like holding it down in terms of, you know, tightly not letting go or whatever. It's actually just like finally finding the grounds for that beautiful alignment to come through. And that's because you're walking away from this wounded feminine and really accessing the beautiful inner divine feminine, healed divine feminine energy, emotionally expressive, emotionally receptive, you know, able to hold it down without kind of overspilling in emotion. Oh my God, the Ace of Cups. Exactly. Without overspilling emotion, receiving in that cup of love within, receiving it as in giving that to yourself from outside of you, but also when you see the pain outside of you, you're not kind of falling into kind of this, you know, dark pit of just emotion that you can't handle. It's actually you're learning how to honor that emotion, learning how to honor the unfolding of the journey, not just yours, but those around you as well. Whatever this is, there had to be time for these feelings of betrayal that were brought to the surface. Is really not a nice energy. It needs to be cleared through, because it was some kind of pattern that was running in the mind that was preventing someone from really allowing themselves to receive this, because they were the one who kept kind of cycling through that energy. Okay, and this is what they've been really, this beautiful energy, this Empress energy has been really handling, you know, digging beneath the surface, not being afraid of it, you know. And it's not even about like over analyzing. Sometimes it's literally about learning how to embody yourself, like really coming into your own, learning how to be so present and grounded in your physical like vessel as well, with that emotion, with the kind of spirit that's coming through, and you're understanding what this is, where it's from, what the actual triggers are, you know, so that you don't feel unsafe in your body anymore, so that your nervous system finds a way to calm. Right? There's really something about that. Someone's mental health here is important. Okay. It's really beautiful, actually. Oh, the King of Wands. The way I said that. The fire sign energies as well there. Let's come out with the Empress as well, you know. This could be someone who's about to find leadership in their own kind of something that they've been working on. They're certainly finding leadership in their own life. Like they are their own leader kind of energy. I've heard they don't like being told what to do, which is interesting. The Hermit has come out, so again, Virgo energy. But that is, it's been a very personal journey. And someone's learned a lot about themselves, the devil. They've learned a lot about these energies, the devil on their shoulder. They've really got to know the devil on their shoulder. They've sat down and had tea with their demons, right? Not afraid of them anymore. Not trying to allow them to lure them. None of that. It's literally like, okay, what is happening? You know? I don't even know if this has been intentional, whether it's just kind of the way the path unfolded, which often can be the case, you know. And the more you sit with yourself, the more you find your alignment, the more you can allow yourself to really, without having to like read all these books or whatever, you really just find the answers within. You hear your voice within. You connect to divine deeply. Okay, 10 of Cups. Okay, so this Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles now, this is something that's really small, and it does feel like it's been a while, but it's finally something that's going to be, it's going to come through in a way that shows you that this is available to you. Something is happening, some kind of opportunity, something that you're going to really be able to ground, invest in. Okay, it might even be the thing that you're investing in. You're going to get kind of a return on investment or something, you know, that's really going to allow you to gather the courage to finally say, oh yeah, this is what I want. This is how I want to create my new world. This is what I'm worthy of, and I'm going to receive, allow myself to receive. Knight of Pentacles, again, really slow moving, but it's in such a way that the world that's being created now, you know, the wheel, the lovers, the world, all of that is happening in a very grounded energy, in a very grounded sense, in a way that it's like you're going to be reminded of why you're doing this to begin with. You know, the Knight of Pentacles has been going and going and going, and now it's like, a reminder, oh, this is why I've been going all that time, right? The Hanged Man, there's something about this as a massive pause. There's just so much slowness in this energy. My God, I think I think there might be some frustration here. Again, patience has truly been a lesson that someone's had to learn, okay? Six of Wands, oh my God, Queen of Wands, success is here. We've got the King and Queen of Wands on the deck. On the table, sorry, and the Six of Wands. This has not been for nothing. Do not think it's been for nothing. Okay, I feel like there could be a divine counterpart energy absolutely here as well. You know, the King of Wands, Queen of Wands, Six of Wands. This is leading to success. Four of Wands, a lot of fiery energy here, a lot of passion that's going to really drive this new world that's being created, right? But also there's something about it being very grounded. Being very grounded. It's like you're finally finding your light and you're not afraid to shine it. You're not afraid to say, this is who I am. And actually you're understanding how your light helps to light up the world. Okay? Maybe you are becoming the lighthouse for others. That's beautiful. Someone specifically maybe as well. Just as I said that, the Emperor. Oh my God. Justice. Oh my God. Wow. The High Priestess. You're inspiring someone and you don't even realise it. The Emperor and the Empress, the King and Queen of Wands, Justice, Divine Justice is here. It's been taking a while, to say the least. Something is about to come through and it's going to feel small, but it's going to bring you this justice. It's going to finally bring balance to this connection that I'm going to say here. And don't forget, this is about inner union. You're finding this inner union within you. The reason that you're allowing this to be created outside of you in this world energy is because you're following your heart. You're understanding your intuitive guidance. You're sitting with that. You're not allowing external forces to pull on your energy anymore, you know, keep you stuck in those low three chakras of lust, greed, power, control, whatever. You're actually sitting with yourself. You're allowing your energy to flow through you. You're connecting to your heart space in such a way that you're finally able to say, I am going to actually step into that divine masculine within and take that action that is needed, that grounded action that is being divinely guided to create this new world. There is definitely something here that has not been spoken, and I think it's this, like I said, someone's being inspired. Truly, let's have these now, because I don't know, I didn't expect that, but there we go. That's the thing, you're not going to expect this when it comes through. You're not going to expect it. Because it's been so long, it's like for part of your journey, you might have been waiting for this, and because it's been so long that it never just didn't come through, that you just thought, okay. Even when it comes through, you might even wonder, hold on, you might second guess something, but this is why you're being guided with this reading specifically, not to do that. Remember, it's not too good to be true. It's exactly what you've been working on, getting to the point where you can finally receive. Okay, free yourself from those ways. Clear those ways that keep you in, like I mentioned, all the ways that the external pulls in your energy. They want you to think and feel about yourself, about the situation, about all of it. you know, how things should be, when in actual fact, this is so unique. Emperor and the Empress. Justice. This is like spanning lifetimes, whatever this is. This is karma coming back around. Finally being settled is what's been happening this entire time. My gosh, very soon. Oh my God. So it's been taking a while. That's how it feels. That just came through. I had to say it. Maybe swear a lot. And now this is coming through very soon. So be very clear what you want, and free yourself of what you don't. Truly, internally and outside of you, you need to be clear now. And your energy field, you know, to find that alignment, because this is beautiful alignment. Okay, reconciliation, the bottom of the deck. Yes, this is your soul person. Someone's finally accepting that this is their soul person. But also I feel like they're freeing themselves from anything that was pulling them away from this true divine connection. Reconciliation, the bottom of the deck as well. This is definitely in someone's mind. Oh, I was about to sneeze. Give your relationship a chance, working on your partnership together, releasing your ex. Definitely just sneezed, or maybe you just sneezed. The reason that reconciliation has been in someone's mind but not been acting on, because they've been releasing this, whatever this is. They've been freeing themselves. Again, that Five of Swords, Seven of Swords. They had to do this solo. The Hermit, they had to do this solo. They had to find that balance within. They were not in balance. They were imbalanced within. You know, so they've had to really calm kind of their mind and their heart, their logic and their feelings, right? They really had to find this balance, because I think for too long they were outsourcing kind of and investing in the areas that were just pulling them away from their true path. They're finally understanding this. Oof. Passion, yeah. There's definitely passion playing around. It's a very passionate connection. Whoever this is, maybe you're just a very passionate person as you find that balance within you, right? Honeymoon, blissful energy, you know, that blissful state of existence worth waiting for. Okay, so the passion is here, and that honeymoon, those two energies give a lot of kind of sexual energy. Okay, so maybe that's something that you're feeling a lot of, or have felt a lot of. Maybe that's just your energy that you're learning how to harness in a more healthier way, in a way that you're honoring your sacred energy. I think I've heard something about celibacy for somebody as well. And you know, when you're on that path of celibacy, you really do start to honor yourself in such a way. It's not even just your sexual energy that you're honoring your sacred. It's all of your energy. You begin to understand everything that you're allowing within your system, and what isn't worthy of you. Pay attention to red flags. Exactly. Something about that sexual energy. I think someone's had to really, that devil as well, and the codependency here. I think it's very clear that this is something that someone has had to work with. Okay, that's why they don't want to let that passion lead and just let this just be like a quick spark for a few moments. Maybe you have had a honeymoon period with this person, and then there was some kind of separation or something. Heart-to-heart conversations. It's time for the truth, for honesty, but the pay attention to red flags has come out for a reason, and I think it's just be mindful of the energy that you're exchanging. Yeah, allow yourselves to breathe if you need to. Take it slow. Okay, if you have a lot of like powerful energy here and you want to come into that alignment and ground it in the physical, you're going to need to create that right space. Okay, disconnecting, getting to know each other. Yeah, it's time to disconnect from anything around you, but also that's kind of, again, pulling you up from your path. But also I think there's something about disconnecting from what would be the red flags, what would cause that to come through, you know, kind of allowing yourself to rechannel your energy within you. And I think there's something about getting to know each other here, where you're going to really, and that's come up with the heart-to-heart conversations as well. So it's like there's stuff that's unspoken, whatever this is that's unspoken, it's coming through. A new romantic cycle begins. I really wasn't expecting, you know, I thought I'd read for like one person, but this clearly is a connection that wants to come through. Wow, maybe this is what it is though. You're finding that inner alignment. You're paying attention to your own red flags. You're disconnecting from what you need to. You're freeing yourself finally from the ways that pull you away from your own soul. Truly, you know, anything that you've been conditioned to believe is normal, is okay, is how things should be, and you're just realizing that actually it's not. It's completely pulling you away from what you know your heart wants to drive you towards. You know, and that includes that internal kind of addiction energy that was coming through, the attachments. They're not honouring your sacred energy. What do you need to release? Learning. As that new romantic cycle begins, for the new romantic cycle to begin, you're releasing what you need to. A new start is coming. Okay. Wow. There's something about this that's really, it's like high level, but it's also kind of, there's some kind of mystery here. There's like something here that hasn't been revealed. That's how it feels. And I think it could be, maybe it's someone's feelings, or maybe it is this that they've been going through. You know, everything that they've been healing through, I suppose. A time to give rather than take. Libra and Virgo energies. Okay. Wow. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Capricorn energy as well. And I think that's probably why that was feeling like it was taking so long, because it has been a tough cycle, and that's going to feel like it's taking much longer. You know, the harder it is. Luck is on your side. Wow, that's beautiful. I haven't seen that in a while. Sagittarius energy. That's beautiful. Luck is on your side. So you're doing a beautiful job clearing through this, is what's coming through. Or it's going to be the person connected to you, now that that's coming through so much, that's doing this to finally get to that stage where they can come through with this offer and say, let's create this whole new world together. Let's follow our heart. Let's, you know, it's time for the new chapter in the wheel, is what I'm hearing and seeing. Meditate and contemplate, Pisces energy. Your commitment is being tested, okay? Someone is coming into more of a giving energy. They want to give. There's something they want to offer. And they know that it's been taking them a while. So whatever this is, be mindful that this is a reading for someone where this has been taking a while to come through. And they know this. And I think this is, again, why they're so hesitant as well. Because they're thinking, if it's been taking this long, then I want to make sure that it's bringing, you know, the justice that it deserves. They're going to be guided, though. You know, if Divine Masculine takes action, he's guided divinely. Worth waiting for. It has been worth waiting for. So it's not been for nothing. It's not been, you know, there's a reason. Divine timing is at work in your love life, okay? And just generally, I think, in your journey. It's very unique, okay? Very unique. Engagement, commitment. Your love life is ascending to high levels of commitment. Okay, codependency, this is one of the red flags that needs to be you need to be mindful of. When do you start to feel attached, overly attached? When do you start to feel like this is someone who you're depending on to make you feel better for other reasons in your life that you're lacking, for anything that is a void, feels like suddenly a void? Yeah, be mindful. And that's something to do with their childhood. Could be both of you, either of you. So keep that in check. Someone is healing through something, and this is why it's taking a while. Addictions are not something that you just go like this with a happy magic pill, you know. It's not like that. It's something that you learn. You have to learn about yourself. It's your shadows. It's deeply invested in your shadows. Okay, codependency, even codependency, when you're unhealthily attached to external vices that feel like they're actually the comfort, they're the known chaos, they're the known kind of, you know, way to help you feel better about not having, you know, not having that void filled of love. But you have to learn to love yourself. That is where all that healing comes through, because you end up realizing you have been worthy all along. Whatever happened in the past was not your fault, was not yours to take on, and wherever it was still yours to take on, you take accountability for, and you recognize where what is yours to what is your responsibility and what isn't. Yeah, so the responsibility is really important here as well. I think that's another thing, someone's learning that they need to take accountability in their actions as well. Okay, so I think that's another reason why this meditate and contemplate came out, because it's still about honoring anything that still might be there to come up surface to be healed, right? But there's definitely something about someone really wants to reveal their truth. That's really truth. It's not being spoken on, okay? So whenever, and the closer they get to coming to this, the more they're going to feel, they're more this kind of hearing like these voices in their head, or whatever it is that's telling them the same old story of the past. But there's something here. You got the King of Wands and the Emperor. This is someone who's getting into their confidence, allowing it's like their ego isn't no longer like being their protective shield and like making them feel, you know, they have to be like someone who they're not and just overly protective of themselves, or just wearing masks wherever it is. Now it's like, actually, I've been healing through all that. I recognize my strength and my courage, how I'm actually able to kind of move forward with fortitude, with strength, with divine justice on my side, okay? This is another powerful reading, like yesterday, okay? The only reason someone is kind of umming and ahhing about moving forwards, they're not even umming and ahhing, they know what they want to move towards, but right now they need to gather the strength and courage to say, okay, I'm moving that direction, regardless of whether or not they feel like they're cut off from it, which I feel like they might have created that situation scenario themselves in some way, shape or form in the past. But also something about being minded, again, those red flags, you know, it's not about the external jealousies of the external. It's time to disconnect from all that, you know. It's not about I think someone's too eager to kind of put themselves down in a way where they're not understanding that they're in alignment with this what they desire. You know, it's not like it's something, and I think it's again because they've made some decision in the past that they're not proud of, you know, and they're understanding that, you know, especially with that codependency card. But this is like their heart's fulfillment, and it's a two-way thing because this alignment is real. Okay. So again, they're gathering the courage right now to follow and step into their heart. There's like they've been clearing through the logic of their mind that's been distorted, right, from past kind of patterns and habituated kind of conditioned mindsets, belief systems, everything they've been through. They're finally understanding and clearing through that. But this is where they come in to gather that strength. This is why they need the message that luck is on their side. Okay, confidence is your key to success. Win-win outcome is forecast. A new start is coming. Big Libra energy here. Big Libra energy. Yeah, it could be the season, just the energies, or even the signs could be prominent. Okay, wow, this is beautiful. Beautiful. Someone needs to finally realize this as they release their kind of the negativity that's holding them back there. Okay, very internal job right now as you're coming into this gorgeous. I feel like you are in that alignment. It's about stepping into it in the physical, like your physical vessels, on a soul level, on a spiritual level. This is beautiful. Okay, let me know if this powerful message was for you. Sending love.